Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault, and once again I'm coming to you with another From the Vault video. This is a little video series that I put out occasionally where I bring a gun from my own personal collection out of the vault to show off and talk about. Often when I make videos like this, I'm showing some gun that is historically significant, rare, or just generally interesting to collectors, or I'm bringing out one of my more clone-correct rifle builds. A lot of people like to see those Mark 18s and those Mark 12s. However, this rifle build that you see in front of you is none of that. It's something that I personally built for a very specific purpose, and I'm going to use a term in here that I have to give a little caveat about. This is kind of an AR-15 that I built as a DMR, or a designated marksman's rifle, and essentially I wanted to copy the philosophy of the Mark 12. And no, this is not a clone of the Mark 12, nor was it meant to be from the beginning, but I wanted to copy some of the ideas of that program and do a what-if build if I was going to do something with more modern things than when the Mark 12 was around. And this is the gun that I came up with. Now, it's an amalgamation of parts, and I will give you a complete parts list here in just a moment when I adjust the camera, but I just wanted to give you a little quick overview here. And you can see I have it decked out with a whole bunch of accessories. This gun is actually relatively light for all the stuff that you see on it, and I'm really happy with how it came out. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is because people over on the Texas Gun Vault 2, which is my behind the scenes channel, I was talking about doing some foam for the case for this rifle, and some people said, wow, that is a really cool build. I would like you to do a From the Vault video and talk about all the different parts that you have put on this. So that's what this is about. So this one is kind of by request. So let me go ahead and adjust the camera. I'll talk about all the things that are on this rifle, what my ideas were when I assembled it, and hopefully give you guys some ideas if you're looking to do a similar build. Alright, so here's the rifle on the workbench. I know the whole thing is not in frame, but I am going to show you every part that goes on this. But once again, I wanted to talk about the philosophy of this gun. When I assembled this firearm, I wanted to have a DMR, or a designated marksman's rifle, essentially an AR-15 chambered in 5.56 that would be accurate out to further distances than your standard 14.5 or 16-inch AR-15 M4 or M4 copy. And I was aware at the time of the Mark 12 program. Essentially, the military built an AR-15 or an M16 with an 18-inch barrel designed for extreme accuracy. It had a ton of modularity, a ton of very specific accessories, and while this is not a Mark 12 clone, I tried to come up with the concept of that rifle, but using different parts and things that would be very customized to me and my personal tastes and desires. And that's what this rifle is. So it's a Mark 12 inspired build, but it is not a clone rifle by any stretch of the imagination, so nobody has to tell me that's not a Mark 12. I am extremely aware of that. So let's start here at the rear of the rifle. We're going to start off with the receivers. This is actually a really cool receiver. This is a Bushmaster retro receiver. It has some retro markings. I'm not sure what years they use this, but it has some very interesting marks I've never seen on any other Bushmaster, and I purchased this from Brownells years and years ago when it was on a special. The upper receiver I bought as a stripped upper, and I believe it was originally just a Colt one, so nothing really special. It's a standard M4 upper receiver. It is a flat top. Starting here in the back, we do have a Magpul stock on it. It's the STR. I find that this one is pretty close to the SOTMOD stock. It has a very similar look, but of course it's made by Magpul. I have a 6-position buffer tube on it, and it is attached using a castle nut, and then I have the CQD sling attachment points, just like they would use on the Mark 18 program. I really liked these when I built my Mark 18, so I bought a couple of these and put them on a few of my rifle builds. You'll see that I am running a Magpul sling on this, and I'm using the clip style, which I do prefer. Some people like the QD. I like this one to have this style of attachment point. When it comes to the lower parts kit, all of the small parts in this, the springs and the detents, would have either been like a CMMG or a Colt, just basic stuff. My controls are made by Seekins Precision. I really like the detail that they put into that. So I have an enlarged bolt catch with a really cool texture on it, And the safety selector switch is ambi, and it is that cool texture from Seekins, and so is the magazine button. Another addition to this is I did put on the Yankee Hill Machine quick release takedown pin in the back. That makes bringing this rifle to the range and being able to take it down really quick to change something out or to clean it very fast and easy. It has a nice little gripping surface there. I did use a Timony 3.5 pound trigger in it, and I find that that is an awesome trigger for the type of work that I would want to do with this rifle, which of course is long range, better precision. And so those Timony triggers are really nice. They're just a little drop-in trigger pack. Then I also put on the K&S non-rotating pin set, which some people don't like, but because this is an all-encompassing trigger pack, the pins typically don't rotate, but they may fall out, so I just have that in for a little bit of extra protection on the lower receiver. The grip I have is a BCM. I really like the shape of this one. It reminds me a lot of the HK 416 style of grip. I am running an enhanced charging handle. I forgot the name of this one. This is the BCM Gunfighter, actually, with the extended latch. That's what that one is. And I'm running a set of Ultradyne backup iron sights. Those are really, really cool. And of course, I'm running a Trijicon ACOG 3.5 by 35. And this one has a little bit better eye relief than the 4x1. And I picked this up for a really good deal from a gun shop that was closing up. They were a Trijicon dealer, and he was getting rid of his inventory at a pretty cheap price. So he was local, and I got a really, really good deal on this. It uses the military reticle, and it has the green fiber optic on it. So I really like that. I would like to upgrade it by putting on an RMR up here as well. So that's probably going to be a future project. Now, when it comes to the upper receiver, the bolt and bolt carrier are also Seekins. So I have a Seekins carrier up here, you can see from their marking, and the bolt itself is from Sharps. So it has their Reliabolt design, so those locking lugs are just a little bit different, and all that's designed for reliability and precision. Then we go out to the handguard. For the handguard, I selected an SLR handguard. I was made aware of these by a friend named Brandon. He's a friend of mine around here, and I work with him. And he showed me these, and I thought these things looked absolutely fantastic. However, they are a little bit on the thin side, but it really makes sure this rifle does not get too heavy. Now, normally I don't like these thin handguards. However, for this build, I think this one works absolutely perfect. It's finished beautifully, and it mates up to this upper receiver really, really well. And I feel like their locking system is very, very secure. So that is a free float handguard out there. I am running a Tango Down stubby, quick detach vertical foregrip. I do like the vertical foregrips. I know some of you guys don't. Personally, I have rheumatoid arthritis, and these feel really good if I'm going to shoot it like a traditional rifle. Going more to the front here, we have a Harris bipod on a Knights Armament mount, and that is the non-quick detach one, so it's the old style. In fact, this is one of the few parts from the Mark 12 program that would be technically clone correct if I was going in that direction. It does use a rifle-linked gas system, and I'm running a low-profile Yankee Hill Machine gas block up there. And then my sling attachment point in the front is also from CQD, like the one in the back, but this is their M-LOK one. And I'm also running the little clamp style. And there's that Ultradyne front sight. What's really cool about this is that it's not just a post in the front, but it has a little ring in that. And I find that's really good for precision shooting. And then the suppressor I have on the front is a Sig Sauer SRD 556 QD. Now, this was made during the time when Kevin Brittingham was at SIG, and this, I guess, is one of his designs. And I've always felt this is one of the most attractive looking cans out there. I love the shape of this little area right here. To me, it just looks really cool, kind of futuristic. It's a tubeless suppressor, so you can actually see the individual baffles that are welded together, and the whole thing is made from stellite and Inconel. And so all of the baffles in here are rated to very high temperatures, and this can take a lot of wear and abuse. And pretty much, I think that is everything. Oh yeah, the barrel, because some people are going to ask. This is going to be an FN cold hammer forged 18-inch barrel. Now, it's not the same as the Douglas barrels from the Mark 12 program, but these are supposed to get pretty darn good accuracy. I can tell you from firing this rifle at the range, it definitely does. I'm very impressed with it. It does have a lighter profile, so it's more of a government profile barrel under here. It's not the heavyweight, and I still think for my application, it gets the job done. And that is essentially my rifle that I designed as a DMR. So what do you guys think? Do you guys like this build? Is there anything on it you would personally change out? And what do you think about my parts selection? I know some people wanted to know all about this rifle, so there you go. Let me give you a look at the other side so you guys can see it over there. And there you go. I think this thing is just a fantastic rifle. It's a lot of fun to shoot. It's extremely accurate, and it's kind of my personal build as a DMR. And once again, inspired by the Mark 12. So let me know what you think about this build. Some people wanted to see it out of the safe and in a From the Vault video. So here you go. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.